everybody. Welcome to Dice Camera Action. Woo!
Whee!
Yeah!
Whee!
So we play D&D for fun. Although sometimes...
What?
We do?
Sometimes you have to kind of find the fun.
When does the fun start?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having fun, Chris Perkins.
Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome.
You're my favorite.
I'm having fun too. Please don't kill me.
Get wrecked.
All right, before I jump into the recap, first of all, I just want to say hello to our guest star, Brooks. Thank you for joining us, my man.
Hi, guys.
So
Go
Brooks
ahead.
will be playing a surprise
Brooks.
character. He'll be playing a surprise character that will show up soonish. And
Soonish.
until then, he can just watch us pick up where we left off last week. So the Waffle Crew arrived in Waterdeep, the City of Splendors. And not long after their arrival, they sort of heard through Zentarum agents that the Zentarum operating in the city were at war with the Xanathar Guild, a criminal syndicate operating in the city's underworld. Apparently there was some sort of alliance that was trying to be forged, and it all kind of fell to pieces and things went to shit. But the Waffle Crew quickly became embroiled in this conflict when, guilt by association, they were caught with some Zentarum folks and the Xanathar Guild jumped them. Over the course of several encounters, the Waffle Crew has brushed up against the Xanathar Guild, killing a mind flayer in a guild, killing one of their assassins in the guild, and also causing other sorts of trouble. More recently, agents of the Xanathar Guild snuck into the Waffle House while the crew was distracted and stole Waffles the owlbear. A wizard basically polymorphed her into a fish and then, disguised as a woman with her husband and baby in a carriage, made their way back to a secret base in the sewers under Waterdeep, where the fish turned back into the owlbear, was trapped in a cage, only to be freed by 3 street urchins named Nat, Jenks, and Squidly. And a little misadventure occurred, and then an adventure occurred, and then a brief chase occurred through the streets until Waffles reunited with the Waffle Crew. And with these 3 children basically riding on her back. The wizard, the Xanathar Guild wizard in pursuit, was stopped and caught by Diath and the City Watch, and her goblin retinue were also captured. Now, the City Watch is basically convened on the scene, and there are lots of spectators around. Diath, Strix, Evelyn, Paulton, you are confronted by Waffles and these 3 children. Waffles does not look any worse for wear, but looks tired, having run a great distance at full speed.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
girl.
And the kids just sort of come tumbling off her back.
Waffles, did you make friends?
Oh, thank you. Oh, they're not a growth.
Yeah, and so Waffles goes over to Strix and gives her a big salty lick, and
Oh, I pet her.
yeah, and you can see
Yeah,
that
flop her head.
she's panting and nervous.
Oh,
She
And
pants?
yeah, well, when she's been
Aw.
running for a long time, yeah.
I didn't know that that's how owlbears keep cool.
He's adorable.
birds pant. Yeah, fun fact.
Okay,
They can't sweat.
a watch sergeant, a middle-aged woman, sort of comes over and takes command of the situation. You can see all the goblins have been apprehended and are already being carted off the street. Diath, you caught the invisible wizard trying to get away.
Yes.
She drops her invisibility,
Oh, good.
and you can see that she's wearing kind of a dirty gown. Her curly red long hair is all disheveled and kind of sticking out in weird directions. And she's even got like a piece of garbage stuck in it from, I guess, where she was barreling down an alley or something.
Okay.
But she hasn't taken notice of it.
Immediately, do I notice anything recognizable about her outfit? Say, Xanathar or Zentarum related?
No, in fact, it kind of looks like a stained wedding gown.
Okay.
That's been worn too long and on too many occasions and has become discolored, frayed, and torn.
Okay, so I guess,
It is completely inappropriate for this situation.
yeah, so still holding on to her, and I
She's
guess
also wearing
putting
big,
the-
tall leather boots.
Okay. Still holding onto her and then putting the other hand onto the pommel of Moon Splinter.
Yeah.
Dieth will say, "You tried to take something away from us." And then we'll, I guess, kind of move her, or she said the city guard was coming, so he's going to try.
Yeah,
to,
they're
like,
everywhere.
Yeah, so he's going to kind of hold on to her so that when the city guard comes, he can be like, "Arrest this woman."
Yes. Okay, and that's what they do. They take her into custody.
Yeah.
And
Wait, you could just point at people and they get arrested here?
Sick.
So it's like, I've never seen that before. Usually if we point at people, we get arrested.
Fulton's like trying to test that. He's like pointing at random people. Like,
it's not working quite so well.
Dieth.
Comes over to you
Protect
and
powers.
says to the woman that you've captured, Diath, "Well, well, Pernicia Harpel, and out in the day, no less, and on the street, no less." And she says, "What trouble have you gotten into now?" And she says, "Well, I don't know who you are. I don't trouble myself to remember the name of common rabble." And she said,
Sounds like Evelyn.
"But I was just riding my coach down the street, albeit at a fast pace. And I regret that now, but I am not guilty of any crime."
Oh my gosh, excuse me, but where are you from?
She says to you, "I'm from Long Saddle. My family has an astounding reputation there."
Do I know where Long Saddle is?
It is a small ranch town far to the north of Waterdeep, deep in the Dissaran Valley.
Is it anywhere near my hometown? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, Long Saddle! I totally was there for our Paladin High
Yeah.
School field trip.
In fact, when you hear that her last name is Harpel, you know the Harpel family. They're very, very well known. Wizardry and magic runs strong in that family, and they have a large estate. It's actually as big as Long Saddle itself, just outside of the town proper.
Oh my gosh, with the horse ranch.
That's right.
Oh, we totally had like 3 horses from you
Evelyn.
guys.
Evelyn, now's not the time.
Why?
Dieth turns back to Parnisha and says, also towards the city watch,
Yeah.
saying, "Well, it's either one of two things then. You either kidnapped our owl bear, or you've been terrorizing these children. Which is it?"
I'm afraid I
Children,
don't...
did she terrorize you? I ask myself.
What does Nat, the leader of the children, say in response? Or do in
Nat-
response? More
Nat looks at Squidly and
Jenks.
Jenks, Squidly and Jenks, and is like, "What is this crazy woman saying?"
Squidly's just like, "I got it." And turns to him and is just like, "It's cool. She took that fish that was turned into a thing, but we saved it and we saved the day and we're awesome and we kicked some crazy ass and it was great."
Oh my gosh, you are awesome. Watch your language, though.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jakes will just be like, "Yeah, we're heroes. We saved that. We saved the owl bear," and he'll like wave his little puppet up. And
It's
Strix
a
will be like,
fish.
Pernicia says,
fish.
"I have no need for an owlbear, nor would I ever associate with one. They are
why'd you-
monsters, pure and simple. They're
Then
best
why'd you
suited
put
for
it in a
rugs.
cage?
You did what?
I did no such thing.
But you did. Why are you lying?
You're a little horned liar."
Are you a liar?
Strix is like,
"Well," says the sergeant, "I believe we have enough to hold her on, but if she did indeed steal this beast from you, which I'm sure is licensed and so on and so forth,
Yes.
then that is a crime in the city, and she must be held to accounts. The children will need to, as witnesses, testify against her once her court date is sent. Until then, she will be contained in accommodations within Castle Waterdeep's dungeon. We have cells there that are wizard-proof."
I can think of no greater punishment.
I can.
And Pernicia says, testify against me for no crime whatsoever.
Well,
never.
if you did steal our owlbear, then
I
that's
most
kind of a
certainly
crime.
did not. I am guiltless of this crime.
Squidly's like, yeah, you did, bitch.
Language.
And Polton's like,
And you can see the sergeant come over to you, Squidly, and just say, "Do not talk like that on the street, young man."
sorry.
Trying to brandish her authority. And then Pernicia, being carried off, just sort of turns to you, Squidly and Nat and Jenks, and sort of gives you a look that you kind of expect like a king cobra to give you. And then she says, testify against me. I find that very interesting. And I'm sure my solicitor will as well. Very interesting.
Solicitor.
So what?
I'm so scared.
I'm just like playing with owlbear plushies with Jenks. I'm like holding him up.
Yeah. And then she, giving you all the evil eye, gets waltzed off.
Bye.
Nat makes all manner of rude faces at her.
All right. Since most of you don't have any information, the guards, they take the names of the kids, but they don't spend, the kids are basically allowed to stay with you. The sergeant will say before parting that Pernicia has dubious associations in the city, and if they can get her on a serious crime, that would be pretty huge for the city watch. So she says, keep the kids safe.
Dear, can we keep them? Dear, can we keep them?
God.
Oh.
Why?
Strix is just like go like you can just see like all of the children deaths just like flash through her eyes like oh and then oh no like,
Evelyn's already like on her knees talking to the kids like, I'm Evelyn. What's your name? She goes to Squidly. What's your name?
don't you kids have homes?
A what?
Oh God. So
Is that like under the bridge?
okay, so you don't have a home. What about you two? She points to the other two. And they had homes, right?
Oh, you don't know?
We know that Jenks had a home, right?
Jenks
'Cause
has a house.
his
You
parents
believe
read
so,
him
but whether or
stories.
not he actually tells you that is entirely up to you, Holly.
He's gonna say no.
Yeah. Nat says, no, we're adventurers.
Yeah, and he's just like, are you a wizard? Oh
Me?
God.
No, I'm not a wizard, but I can cast spells once in a while.
Wow.
Can you cast spells?
I can.
You look like a mighty wizard to me.
He like waves his wand and sees whatever he sees.
Oh, that's very good.
And Strix is like, can you bake pies? To all of them.
Nat's like, no.
The sergeant will take you aside, Diath, and just say, no, seriously, they'll need to be taken care of. And that's sort of, that's beyond the purview of the city watch. But as I said, this is important. And Pernicia is rumored to have criminal underworld contacts, so we don't know what will happen once word of her capture spreads.
Good, responsible Dieth. Let's say, understood. We can do our best to either keep them in our care or find the proper people that can keep them safe. Dieth will kind of give them brief information on where to find their manor. So should the city watch ever need to find
yes.
them again.
And the city watch captain also gives you her name, although she is stationed in the trades ward. You can basically reach out to her through any watch post, and her name is Sergeant Kelladonna.
All right. Kelladonna?
Yep. Elise Kelladonna.
Okay.
And as she's telling you her name, make an insight check.
Sure. I'll do that using my new character sheet for
Strix is
level
like-
11.
Death warding the children already.
Boop, boop.
Gonna have to keep it up every day.
One for you, one for you, one for you.
I got a good insight. 22.
Okay, you believe very subtly and with a considerable amount of tact that she's kind of hitting on you.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, very professional though. I mean, it's just there's an undercurrent of magnetism.
She hot?
And
Yeah,
before
Chris.
you become completely incoherent, she goes off and makes sure that the goblins and their wizard get sent where they should.
Okay. Dieth turns back towards the rest of the party and the children. And as he's like walking towards them, he's just kind of muttering to himself, just like, it's business, just business relationship, purely professional.
The main question is, did Strix see that?
You were too busy casting death wards on the kids.
That's right. That's right. I don't think she'd understand anyway, but she. Who knows? Maybe she would.
I think Evelyn is trying to learn sign language from Nat, and Nat is like reluctantly teaching her a few things. Like she's showing Evelyn the name signs for each of the kids, and then Evelyn is asking her if she can have a name sign yet, and Nat is like, not yet. I don't know you.
Question for Nat then. Her sign language, is it pure sign language, or is there perhaps a little bit of like thieves' cant symbolism in there?
Well, I was imagining that it's Water Davian street sign. So I
Okay.
imagine that could be influenced by street.
Yes, I think there's
By
probably some
thieves' cant.
crossover.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Which is compensating for the fact that I don't actually know ASL. I just know a few things, and I'm using like a mix of street sign that I actually know. And there's the answer to your question, everyone who constantly asks in chat. It's some ASL and some Indian street sign and some things I'm making up.
Which is
Okay.
exactly right, because Nat's language is kind of self-made out of things
Right.
that she's picked up and
yeah,
learned and
so
invented.
Dieth can pick up on a few things, and like someone
Yeah.
who just taken freshman year of high school foreign language course will be able to communicate.
Right.
Okay, Dieth will kind of go up and kind of takes a knee down next to the children, and actually we'll ask them, do any of you have a home to go to?
And as he's saying this and he's making the hand gestures, Nat, you are just struck by his fluency,
Yeah.
his artfulness in making these subtle gestures.
But it's not so
You don't
but
know,
it's not fully sign. I just know
Right.
thieves can't as well.
You don't know thieves can't, because you're not a rogue. But having been around on the street and around rogues, many of these symbols and things that you've incorporated are things that you've seen shot back and forth between roguish types, and so you pick up on stuff.
She is like super impressed by this, and her eyes kind of get like hearty a little bit. And she's like, I think he's the leader.
Twice in one day.
And Squidly sees that. Squidly sees the sign and goes, she just called you a loser.
You probably know that's not true.
Yet.
It's close though. The sign
Yeah.
is very similar.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's it.
None of them answered the question.
Oh, what?
Nat is too love struck.
Yeah.
Squidly is too.
She points at Squidly. She's like, he's bad at sign language.
No, I'm not hungry, thank you.
Dieth will then just say, well, you guys, the three of you were true heroes today. You saved our owlbear Waffles, just the sweetest girl.
It's a fish.
And okay, and we're just gonna bring her home. And we want to thank you for that. So we would love to invite you back to our home where you can play with Waffles and pet her. Strix over here can make you some delicious pies, and who knows, maybe she can also teach you some magic.
I can teach you magic. You want to learn magic? And I'm sure Jenks is like, yeah, I do. I don't have a house. At all.
All right.
And then like back Dieth just like thieves can't, you just like Just stay with us, and we'll keep you safe.
Okay.
Paulton kind of
Leader.
walks. Paulton kind of walks up to Squidly and kneels down, and he just kind of squints at him, like examining him.
And then Simon appears out of Paulton's shadow and just leans over and squints at him as well.
Well, Paulton just puts a hand on Simon's head, just it's okay. And he's examining him, and he's just like, same player, 2 characters. This is weird. And Squidly's just like, what? It's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand.
Does these kids don't happen to be ones that Simon played with before, right?
No.
No one knows
Good.
them.
Right. So, Jenks, you're probably just sort of marveling when you see this little puppet boy following one of them around.
Yeah, and Jenks is just like, I want to learn how to make one of those.
Nat pulls her sword out. She's not sure about Simon.
Simon will wave at her.
Dieth looks back to her and just signals safe.
She nods begrudgingly and then goes to stand next to Dia's side, looking very important.
All right.
But too close.
Yeah.
You
oops, my
shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops, my shoulder brushed against you.
Yeah. She's basically just trying to be the Robin to your Batman right now. She's just.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good. You prance and saunter your way back to Troll Skull Alley and to the Waffle House, which is pretty much as Dieth left it.
I am also keeping a very close eye on Simon.
Okay. You probably haven't actually kind of let go of his hand in this whole escapade.
Yep.
And so he's just following along hand in hand. And
This is right after Paulton just went and found him, right?
yeah, because you guys, Paulton rescued Simon, and then you got back to the house and you saw the message stuck in the bar saying that Waffles being, and then from there you just went out to try to find her as quickly as possible.
Okay, so all of that madness has just finished. We
Yeah.
haven't even talked about it or
Yes.
anything.
So by the time you get back to the house, you're kind of emotionally exhausted by the experience, but grateful that Waffles was found so readily. And of course, the kids, they see this ginormous, kind of half run down, half repaired, haunted house-like manor.
Kind of on fire.
And-
Turret's missing.
We told him about it along the way. He's like, then there's ghosts. And
Yeah, and Jenks is just getting more and more excited.
Yes. And then when he sees it, he's just like,
yeah. Like, wow.
and Squidsy's like, I bet there's secret doors.
Oh yeah. The second he can, Squidly's gonna just try and break off and investigate stuff.
Okay. Lance is basically parked himself on one of the porches and is just kind of hanging out there, chewing on probably a section of wooden wall or banister, more likely, just kind of
Great.
gnawing on that.
Nat looks at the house and looks at Dieth and
Your
she's
mule.
H.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nat looks at the house and she looks at Dieth and she's like, HQ?
Dieth nods back at her.
She's like, sufficient.
Okay.
Strix is
Dieth-
just like,
Dieth
why
knocks
are
some
these
more.
secrets? Why does everyone have secrets?
Days pass, the kids become more accustomed to the structure. They've sort of made their home here. They're used to the unseen servants moving about with brooms and such. It provides no endless amount of riotous laughter. As the spiral staircase goes up in the interior of the tap room, it becomes immediately popular because of its spiraling railing that allows Squidly, Jenks, and Nat to basically woo, 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 corkscrew down.
And I forgot to, when you get back to your room, Dieth, Strix left this for you.
You find that on your bed.
And there's a little note with it and a little envelope that says, to Dieth. And I can read it. I was going to send it, but I didn't have time. But I can read the note if you want to read the note. It says, Dear Dieth, I have my own room now. I felt bad, though, because I think you get sad or scared when you can't make sure I'm alive and not in the dead book. So I made you this so you can still have me around with you. Also, you told me you wanted it once. Also, I'm just downstairs. Please be less sad and take care of yourself instead of others. You matter not being in the dead book too. Strix. And it's actually animated and it just kind of shivers. It's like not properly animated.
Yeah. So you pick it up and it starts to shiver, and you're just like, bah.
Yeah. So yeah. That's in your room now. And Strix has her own room.
Dieth actually like folds the paper back up, staring for a moment, and looks over at the doll and gently picks it up and just kind of stares at it for like the longest moment and tries to maintain composure and his emotions right there. He goes to his attic closet, opens it up, and then kneels down next to what looked like be a bunch of discarded things to anyone else, a bunch of blankets, extra pillows, maybe clothes or something, pushes it all away, and there's a small private trunk. And he actually takes his lockpicks, unlocks it, and opens it up. And inside there is a few other things that Dieth has always kept. There's actually a piece of tattered robe from Strix before Barovia that he's also got in there. A couple other like funky, weird-looking coins he's found over the things that maybe currency in different cities. Like there's probably a Port Iron Zaro coin in there. That's also where he's kept his Dieth doll as well. And he takes the Strix one and just gently places it right next to the Dieth one and puts the note between them.
Okay.
Closes it back up and relocks it.
It's still shivering. It'll run out. The spell will run out eventually.
All right. As the days wear on, spring. Sorry.
Sorry. I mean, I think that Evelyn would ask where Paulton found Simon with that whole escapade.
God.
While Dieth is up in his room, or
Yeah, probably.
No, just like
Or probably over
because
dinner.
we just got back and like Simon ran away after kidnapping
he
a kid.
did what?
Oh wait. I mean, what? I mean, okay, well, here's what happened, Dia. So
Strix is like, "Whoa, nope, don't."
why?
What?
I mean, we fixed it. It's fine. I mean, I gave the kid Juniper, so he's not gonna like
Let
press
me tell you
charges or
how we
anything.
fixed it. We fixed it because we blew up. I blew up. Nothing happened. Everyone back to their rooms.
I mean, but the point is that Simon ran away, and we were very worried. And I don't know. I was just.
And we found him, and he was fine, and like it's guys, don't worry, everything's okay now, right?
And
right?
No one's going to jail, so don't worry.
So after 4 days, this is how much of the story you get.
Yeah.
Dieth rolled an insight with a plus 50 advantage and does not believe you, but okay.
I'm sure if he cornered one of us and looked sad, we'd probably tell it.
No, Paulton's just like explaining. It's like, but it's good. It's all sorted out. Evelyn, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Great. We have things to discuss. Don't mind us. Okay, let's just go to a different room.
Evelyn
please.
like looks at Dieth and Strix, and she's like, she goes all of them.
He's just telling her in private. He's like, so when I went to get Simon when he ran away, he's also like, I have Simon with me. Like I'm just holding
Sure.
on to him.
Yeah.
She pats him.
He's he might be going through some stuff.
Well, he did kidnap a kid,
He did kidnap a kid, and
which was very bad, Simon.
No, he said, don't yell at him. Don't yell at him. He doesn't need that.
I'm not yelling.
He also kind of ran out into a street and stood in front of a carriage, hoping it would run him over.
What?
But it's okay. I saved him. I got him out of the way, and it was fine. But then I like landed him on a roof, and then he was kind of looking over the edge really weird, and that made me really uncomfortable. And I think he's in a bad place. And you're good with like feelings. What do we do?
She just kneels down and kind of like tries to embrace Simon,
Okay.
like pull him in close. Does he let her?
Yeah. He just sort of.
she's like, Simon, I'm so sorry. I would ask if you're okay, but I know you're not. I would ask what's going on, but you can't even tell us, can you?
He doesn't move. It's like he's inanimate.
She looks up at Paulton like helplessly, and then she's like, sign language. Simon, do you want to learn sign language? Then you can tell us what's wrong and we can help.
He kind of shrugs in a way that suggests maybe.
See, you've already said. Look at
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, no,
dear.
Nate.
You glitched. You roboted out.
You
Yeah.
roboted out. Say it again.
Say it
Hello, what? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Are
Okay.
we fine?
Yeah, we're
Okay,
fine.
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So she's just like kind of like a little tears running down her cheek, but she's smiling, like she's not letting the mask down at all. And she's like, don't worry, we're gonna figure this out and you're gonna stay safe. And Paulton's here for you and I'm here for you and we're gonna listen and we're gonna figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's sign language too. Maybe Nat will give you a name sign. Do you want a name sign? What do you want your name sign to be? This is S. She taught me that.
He rolls his eyes.
That's not S. This is, what's S? This.
Evelyn's actually doing
This
that
is
right now.
S.
He looks around for a knife.
No.
What?
All right, Strix. Trolltide is coming up. And customarily in Trolltide, children run around in troll masks and beg adults for treats and such, and play tricks if they don't get their promised goodies.
This
I
is
have
Diet's
decorated-
least favorite
And
holiday.
this
I have
happens.
decorated the whole mansion.
This happens throughout the day. The adults celebrate Trolltide by erecting wicker effigies of trolls, life-size trolls, and lighting them on fire to
Oh,
basically
this is the
commemorate
best
the
holiday.
end. To commemorate the end of the Troll War, where trolls besieged the city, and the city beat them back and set them all ablaze. So.
Oh, Strix has already made as many of these wicker things as she can in front of the mansion.
Well,
They're-
yeah.
They're massive.
So there is city ordinance, as you discover, when City Watch come knocking and say you can't actually build your own. They have to be built by the guilds, and then they're set up by the City Watch in designated places so that the fires of the trolls don't accidentally light the city ablaze. But they do tell you, they tell you that they are going to set one up in Troll Skull Alley, which they don't customarily do, and they point to a little sort of wide open area a little bit off from your house. That's where they're going to set it up. They're going to put that up there, and so you can have that.
Well, I've already made 2 of them outside of the mansion by myself. And as soon as they say that to me, and I'm sure it looks like they're like scolding me, I'm just like, all right. And as soon as they turn around, I just animate them and I walk them over to where they're supposed to be.
Okay, that kind of freaks them out.
And I'm like, see, I fixed it.
Yeah.
Also, don't worry about lighting them on fire. I got it.
Yeah, don't do that. But they will take them away or usher them away, whatever's easier, and so that they can set those up, if not here, in other places, and they thank you. So you probably dress up the house in whatever you believe is appropriate.
Oh, yeah, there's bones everywhere and
Bones
like
and-
skulls and,
Yeah,
and like plants that look like razor vine and just like all kinds of things
random thing.
everywhere.
Is there, I mean, like someone has to answer the door to give treats to the kids, right?
Yeah, or they sit outside on the steps or stoops or
We're
whatever.
all
Not
sitting
it.
outside.
Not it.
All of us are doing
Not
it.
it.
Well,
Nope.
You're coming too. We're all doing it.
Evelyn opens the door with flourish and she's like, Happy Trolltide! And she's dressed as Strix.
But is it like still clean?
Yeah, it's like a super clean version of Strix, and it even has like flowers in it, but they're like black and gray flowers somehow. She like dunked them in something.
Strix is like looking at it. She's like, "What are you dressed as?"
Diet
One of
spits
my
back into his
favorite
drink.
people in the whole world.
I can't tell what you're supposed to. That's not a troll.
I'll give you a clue. I am super kind and beloved by my friends, and I am very strong, and I like hats.
So you're Evelyn.
I never wear hats.
Strix is like, I still don't get it, but
At
I like it.
At various points, Strix, you are, and all of you are distracted by the kids who need help creating their troll masks and such.
Oh yeah,
So,
Strix is all over that.
And they're probably running around the house with those things on days before actual troll tide rolls around.
Absolutely. She's made one for everyone in the party too, and she like poignantly, like when Dieth leaves it places on purpose because he doesn't want to have fun, she'll like poignantly bring it back to him and be like, "You left it over here."
Yeah.
Evelyn's just running around in the background being like, I know magic.
Yeah.
Paulton sees that and
never
he's
say
just
that.
like, Paulton's just like, are we doing costumes?
Yes.
BRB. And he like runs upstairs.
And when Strix has made all kinds of little pies and things to give
Yeah.
out to the kids,
Great.
like little tiny hand
Yeah.
pies.
By now, Simon probably has a troll mask too and is kind of running around with the children.
That's
Aw.
adorable.
Is he
Yeah.
friends with Nat and Squiddly and Jinx?
Yeah, he's probably just starting to learn little bits of sign language and kind of getting a feel for what they're like temperamentally.
Cool.
And Jenks likes pretending that the animated man is under his command and just waves
Oh,
his
of
wand,
course.
waves his wand around.
Does Nat? I think Nat learns about the dart shooting from Simon, and I think that she thinks that's really, really cool.
Well, actually, Simon has never even revealed that he has that ability.
Okay, well, never mind then.
You think it's probably because he's not proud of it.
Oh. Well, I was going to make it part of his name sign, so I won't.
Okay.
Never mind. I'll have to think of something else.
Okay. And around noon, the weather takes a turn for the worse. And big, thick clouds start to pour over from the ocean, and rain begins to douse the city.
Oh, Troll Tide's canceled, everyone.
Yeah, and DF
You're
cannot,
Paulton, but wait, my costume!
DF cannot contain his disappointment. Yes, but
You
what's your
forgot your
costume?
mask.
What's your costume, Paulton? As you come running down the stairs.
So Paulton starts walking down. He's just like, now I know everyone was probably expecting Strahd, but I got something way better. And he walks down and he's wearing a brown leather vest with like a long sleeve blue shirt. And also these like cool boots, but it's all like a little bit too tight, so he's just kind of like scarecrow walking down. And he's like, "Sup guys, I'm gonna be the Hokage, hop up a dog."
Who's he supposed to be?
Oh no, I don't know, cages and dying and stuff.
Priscilla,
Oh,
are you Falcon? Sure.
close enough.
Dieth's in the corner of a table, it's like his arms folded, and he's just like, I fucking hate Troll Tide.
Evelyn comes over and she like wraps her arms around Paulton's arm and she's like, "We're best friends forever. We protect each other."
And then he like hugs her back, and it's just like, and there's nothing more to that. Wink.
Is this an art piece? What's happening?
Rain just starts pouring down outside, filling up the rain barrels around the various buildings and structures and stuff. You realize your building doesn't have any rain barrels. They were stolen long ago, so rain is just sort of gushing out all over the place. You also don't have the turret quite finished or repaired yet, so rain is also pouring down through the inside of your house.
Oops.
And then, Dieth, as you are wallowing in your misery, you receive a sending. A
Huh?
magical spell telepathically enters your head. And it says...
I immediately look at Gutter.
This is a female voice. Sounds dwarven. And it says, "Retaliatory Xanathar Guild attack imminent. Don't try to leave Waterdeep. Sending our best agent to protect you. Your ally, Istrid Horn of the Zentarim."
Meanwhile, Paulton and Evelyn are just
Yeah.
blah blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
We're gonna destroy the multiverse, but whatever.
Strix is like, I still don't get it. And she's just like, but Dieth looks sad, so here's a pie. And she just gives him a pie. Do you
Okay.
get what they're doing?
Strix, you see also in the kitchen there's like this empty pan that had all these little pies on it, and they're all just gone.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see who took them?
Sure. Yeah, you can follow the crumb trail right to Jenks.
No, Jinx!
Do it. Get mad
Those
at
are
yourself.
mine! Those are everyone!
And you can actually see that Simon has part of a pie in his mouth, like Jenks has just sort of stuffed it in there.
Oh,
And he's just sort of chewing on it.
well, at least you shared a little bit, Jinx. Just next time, just leave a couple more for everyone else. Because if I don't give Dia the pie, I think he gets so sad that he just tries to go into another dimension.
I also want to add that during this time, like, Squidly kind of like hides behind chairs and stuff and like waits for the invisible servants to like pick up cups or something and then tries to use them as target practice.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
And Strix will be like, Jinx, I'll teach you real magic if you eat less of my pies. And he'll be like, whoa, really? All right. And I'm just like, oh.
As you're talking to him, this stray arrow goes through your hat. Just gets stuck there.
Got it!
Dieth, after receiving this sending, immediately kind of like stands straight up out of his chair, starts looking around at the windows, and starts kind of going up to him, looking if there's ways to lock it and or board it up.
The windows do have latches on them, and they have shutters, so you can pull them shut. Make a perception check.
Yeah, he's gonna start doing that, just latching everything up and closing it all down. Oh nope, because I have a reliable talent.
Yes,
21.
you do. All right, as you are taking care of the windows, latching them up, one of the front-facing windows that looks out over the porch and over the front of the mansion on the ground floor, one of the windows in the tap room, as you are pulling that shut, you can see through the rain across the alley, which is quite wide, standing next to a rain barrel, is a short cloaked figure, just in the rain, just absolutely drenched, and it just goes.
Heck.
And you can see the hand is sort of a kind of a scaly red. The hand and arm is a scaly red. And through the cowl, the rain cowl, you can see just the lower part of what looks like a child's face, a tiefling child's face, and this cleft lip.
Oh, we forgot about that one.
Yep. Shutters and lock and shut that down and front door and lock and no one's allowed to go outside.
All right.
Goes over to the basement hatch and starts checking that to see if like that's still like safe and like a place to hide or whatever.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Evelyn and Paulton are still going on. I'm smelly, but you don't mind, do you?
Oh, we should close up the windows. Oh, watch out, things might kill us again.
Just Strix is like at this point, like, seeing that Dieth is closing the windows and just starts going, like doing it to him, panicking while they're still acting this whole thing out. Like, Strix is just like trying to ward the windows and drawing chalk lines on them and just like drawing symbols and freaking out.
Okay.
Dieth will then go to the to Jenks and Nat and Squidly and just say, we're going to celebrate the best part of Trolltide just a little early. For now, you guys have to go down into the spooky troll dungeon down in the basement. Can you survive the troll dungeon? Find out right now. And you go, everyone. Come on.
I'm not scared. She goes first.
That's right, Nat. You get them.
Shanks is just like has like like more pies probably like in his robe that he's hidden. He's like, we'll survive. I've gotten us rations.
Does Simon go with them? Because they're friends now.
Yes, he will go with them.
Okay, good. Yeah, Dieth will lead them all down there and be like,
He's got pie all over his wooden face.
he'd be like, yes, survive the troll dungeon and keep Simon safe the whole time. And if you survive, you'll get great treasure.
Nat shows Dieth when he says Simon. She says his name is Simon.
Simon?
It's for his hat.
Oh.
Yeah,
I get it.
this is an S for his hat.
Dieth
Simon.
nods and then does like a crude sign back, basically saying, take care of them.
Strix there's a knock on the tap room door.
Closes that up, locks that hatch, pulls like a rug or blanket or something to cover that up.
Squidly was like about to like give a cool speech to Dieth. He immediately closes it. It's just like, I know you're the leader, so.
Dieth stands back up and turns towards the others, and just says, "The Xanathar are here for us."
Bond's like, oh, I'll go get my good cape, and he just goes back upstairs.
Scarecrowing it back up the stairs. Yeah.
Strix is actually going to cast one of her new spells. She's going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
And giant chickens, spectral chickens, are going to stand guarding the door.
Okay. That will last up to 10 minutes if you concentrate on the spell.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm only casting it at its normal 3rd level, so.
Sister Narai, you have come upon, in the rain, this mansion on Troll Skull Alley. It sits at the corner of the alley. You sort of skulked past a rain-drenched wicker troll that was never lit. You pass some rain barrels that are overflowing, and there doesn't seem to be anybody in the alley, and a fog has kind of pushed its way in to the area, cloaking your arrival. And as you look at the house, you see it's basically 4 stories with tall peaked attics and a 5-story turret on the corner. The top of the turret seems to be missing its roof. It's just sort of this jagged, frayed edge, open to the rain. You imagine that can't be good. And there's some activity inside, because you see shutters closing and drapes being pulled and all kinds of things, light being blocked out one window at a time. What do you do?
So Narai is going to wait carefully, not necessarily out of view, but making herself inconspicuous. A passerby, just a Lauderdalean enjoying Trolltide or just observing Trolltide, and is going to wait until it seems as though action in the house has ceased.
Okay. You see the house get shut up as tight as it could.
Okay. In that case, knowing what I already know, and is there anyone on the front porch?
Make a perception check.
I will do that. I rolled an 18 plus 8 is going to be 26.
That's really good. You don't see a person on the porch, but you can see underneath the awning is what appears to be a donkey tethered to a small wooden cart. It's out of the rain and awkwardly placed, and it's just kind of standing there. And but with your roll, you also notice that there are maybe 1 or 2 people around the fringes of the alley just sort of making their way back home or just sort of getting to where they need to go. Nobody seems to be staying in one place for very long, except for what looks like a small child in a cloak standing next to a rain barrel across from the house that you are currently watching. And this child is watching the house as well. And it makes a weird gesture toward the house.
Okay, that's sus. So,
and has not noticed you at all.
Is there darkness? I assume that there's a lot if there are back alleys.
So, yeah, this is, even though it's technically the middle of the day, the dark, pendulous clouds overhead have all but blocked out most of the natural light. And so it is quite dark here. It's like 7 o'clock at night kind of dark.
Sure. So carefully kind of sizing up where this short cloaked individual is standing and kind of looking at the surrounding area. Narai is going to, with a comfortable practiced motion, walk into a shady spot in the street. This individual's within 60 feet, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. and is going to try and aim herself to quietly, silently step out from the shadows behind this kid,
Okay.
this cloaked figure, and calmly, without like, being like, "Hey, surprise!" Just set my hand on the cloaked individual's shoulder.
Okay, you catch the figure by surprise, and when it turns up with a start and realizes what's behind it, but can't quite make you out in the shadows that envelop you, you can see underneath its cowl a tiefling visage, a young tiefling girl who's got a cleft lip through which you can kind of see one of her yellow fanged teeth. And she looks at you with great surprise and doesn't immediately say anything.
Shouldn't you be riding along home? It's wet out.
I think you're right.
Now, before you go, I say, or Narai says, kind of like grabbing, like tensing her grip just very slightly on the the tiefling's shoulder. Who's in the house?
The Waffle Crew.
Friends of yours?
No, not friends of mine. And not friends of yours either, Sister Narai.
Are we okay? So, okay. Are we acquainted?
You have never met her.
Okay.
She says, I know who you are. I know all about you and your Zentarum friends.
And who would that make you? And I'm actually, if I may,
Yeah.
I'd be open to rolling like a persuasion on that, if that's something that you'd be open to.
What are you attempting to persuade her? You're trying to just get an answer out of her?
I'm trying. It's more of an entreating.
Okay.
Like I'm like trying to say, hey, it's all we're all friends here, or clearly not, but that's whatever.
Okay. Make a roll.
All right. So I rolled a 12,
Okay.
and then I have +6, so it's going to be an 18 to persuade.
She says,
If you're siding with them, you're making a mistake, because they're all gonna die soon.
And what would you know about that? Narai says, kind of narrowing her gaze at this kid.
She says, I know everything. I set it up. But it doesn't change anything. It's gonna happen, no matter what you do to me. What are you gonna do? Kill me? I'm just a kid.
Watch me.
Oh no, actually, yeah, your odds are a little higher, actually.
I was gonna say it's water deep, guys. So
I wouldn't risk your life to save them.
All right. So while maintaining my grip on the individual's shoulder, Narai is going to quietly cast Charm Person.
Interesting. Okay. What is
It's a kid, like
what
I'm
is the
banking
saving
on.
throw?
Oh jeez. It's going to be. Looks like 18.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So you cast the spell on her, and almost instantly you can feel her posture and demeanor change to suggest that your spell may have taken hold or is in the process of taking hold, although she hasn't acted yet. However, I would like you to make a charisma check.
Okay.
As you realize, you think she may be charmed by someone or something else.
Oh, that changes things. All right. Oh, I need to use my camera for this. I rolled a 20.
No, you're good. Woo-hoo.
It's all good.
Outstanding.
Nice.
I
All
can
right.
show you. It's all good.
Your
All right.
spell seems to override the existing charm on her, and she says,
I'm sorry. Sometimes I can be cruel.
life at your age, and for a child in a city like this, can often be cold and painful, especially when you're stuck out in the rain like so many are.
The beholder made me do it.
You shouldn't be consorting with beholders. I was just like you when I was your age. I say kind of like almost like not quite kneeling down, but kind of making my frame a little bit less, like, the height differential is a little less obvious.
Okay.
And I said, what does this beholder have you doing, running assaults on mansions and things like that? You should be learning. Your mind is ripe for it.
You're right. This is all wrong. We have to warn them.
We do. And what's your name, may I ask, dear?
Tulip.
Tulip. Oh, a pity that you've gotten swept up in all this. I'll tell you what. Why don't you and I? Do we have a moment before the cavalry arrives?
It won't be long now. They won't see it coming.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go up to this house, and why don't we go in where it's going to be safe, and we can explain what's going on when we're in there. But I want you out of the rain first and foremost. And if you've been standing here for as long as I've been standing here, you can smell the food from inside, and I bet you would like something warm, wouldn't you?
It does smell good.
Why don't you come with me? And just kind of keeping a comfortable hand on kind of the back of her neck,
Yep.
small of her back area. I'm going to kind of usher her gently across the street, and we're going to walk across.
Yep, she goes.
And if there is room on the porch,
Yep.
I am going to gently tap on the door of the mansion.
Hello, donkey.
She says as you tap on the door. And the rest of you hear a knock on the door. It is the same knock you heard before.
We're full.
Strix, you cast your spell. Giant spectral chickens appear throughout the tap room.
Are they big ones or are they like a bunch of tiny ones?
Oh, please tell me they're big ones.
I say big ones.
Yeah, I would say giant ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
One of
giant
them like
spectral
looks
chickens.
like a hut with chicken legs. I'm like, no. And then like switches back to a chicken.
Yeah, right.
Bolton walks down with his good cape on. He's like, "All right, I'm ready."
Yes, Diath, you see he's wearing the cape he wore when you saw him in the street, and it seems to almost have a life of its own, billowing dramatically.
Is it just the cape, or do you
Cool.
also get like Steven Tyler hair or something like that?
Just the
or-
cape.
Okay.
The Steven Tyler hair is all his, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He like does that. He looks at Diaz. He's like, "It's pretty sick, right?"
You're standing out
Riveting.
on the porch, Narai, with Tulip and this donkey, and nobody is answering. Another knock.
I'll get it.
I'll get it.
Are you still dressed like Strix?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the
Yeah.
traditional greeting? Like, trick or treat. Does she say like Merry Trolltide? I don't know.
Yeah. Happy Trolltide.
He's like,
She
"Don't worry,
opens
no,
the door.
no, I'll get it. I got this.
Can
Don't
we
worry.
get? Oh,
Don't
okay.
worry." I like crack the door open a little bit.
When you do, out on the darkened stoop, you see two figures. One you recognize is the tiefling child. You saw her at the wharf.
Right.
You didn't like her then. You certainly
not
don't
like
like
her
her
then.
now. And next to her is, and Brooks, will you describe your character?
Sure. So, as far as you can tell, a human, a human woman, not particularly tall, probably about 5'6", 5'7", kind of short hair and kind of in a military cut that you've seen before, but it appears as though it appears very well groomed. She's wearing just sort of simple black and gray garments. They look to be of very high quality. But she doesn't look to be. She looks to be kind of dressed like a courier, or like you've seen. Nobles often have kind of agents that go around doing their bidding for them, and she's kind of dressed similarly to that. A lot of, I'm sure that you see a lot of Waterdavian kind of couriers. Notably, she is not marked with any house's particular livery. She just looks as though she is. And that's kind of the only thing that stands out. She looks like a courier for nobody.
And obviously she's been out in the rain, so.
And she's soaked.
Yeah.
Paulton looks at her and looks at the little tiefling, and just kind of back. And he's like,
There's no resemblance.
she's like, I don't think that's your kid, but if you're gonna say we kidnapped that one, we did not.
What?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. The cape kind of like tries to flutter out the door. No. Can I help you?
So, narrowing her eyes at Paulton, Narai is going to kind of look him up and down and look at him kind of try and fight his own cape and say, my name is Narai. I'm a security and accommodations specialist, and this child and I are looking for somewhere warm to sit and have a conversation with you.
We just lost our roof, so it's pretty drafty in here.
I noticed that. Is that secure?
No.
Jury's out.
Well, and then leaning into the crack in the door, she will say, well, it should be. Please let me in now.
Ask if she's with the Zentarum.
Are you with?
Of course
what
I'm
was
with the Zentarum.
She says, of course.
Damn it, let her in.
Merry Troll Time!
Says the short little witch.
This is the first time she's startled. She's like, by Joaquin!
And the chickens are like,
And
And then you see, yes, there's this tap room with a badly sort of charred and blackened bar. Looks like a fire happened there. But there's a beautiful new wooden spiral staircase going up through the middle of it, and some other sort of old furniture, and a bunch of spectral chickens hovering in the air among this panoply of characters that you see before you.
And releasing her grip from the small short sword, the hanger at her side, she's just going to take the room in for a moment and say to no one in particular, I hate Trolltide.
Deacon immediately closes the door behind her and starts like locking it up and making sure everything else is secure.
So it's clear you've heard.
Yeah, I got the message.
Message?
What message?
Do you want to share with the class?
Read the message?
Yeah, DF, have you?
It's been like a minute. Jesus.
also, that tiefling kid is scary.
Au contraire.
I remember her. She attacked us in the street.
Yeah, Deeth immediately points at her. It's like, what the hell is she doing here?
Now, please, Narai says, kind of trying again, entreating and offering a comforting hand to the kid before she can kind of back away as kids do. She says,
Tulip says
child,
to you, DF,
Touch me and I'll stab you in the eye.
This
Oh,
child,
she's so sweet.
this child has become wrapped up in with an unfortunate group of crooks, and she may if you treat her right, she may be able to help us with the situation that we have on our hands.
Deeth steps
Situation.
closer. Deeth steps closer to Tulip, kind of narrowing his eyes and looking for any kind of displacement in the air around her. Perhaps if something invisible is floating with her nearby.
make a perception check.
Good. It's going to be real good because I can't be bad at it anymore. 21.
You do not see a little baseball-sized beholder around, or even suggested presence of one.
All right, she might be clean. She's not wearing a wire.
But how can we be sure?
Deeth relays to the others that he got the sending message about how Xanathar are coming and Zentarum are sending their best agent.
But on Trolltide, they're ruining Trolltide.
Why do you care so much about all these
I put all these
holidays?
decorations up, and
I put the decorations up.
You hear
I
about
put them up.
you hear about a holiday for one day, and it's like your thing. Like, why?
I just want to spend quality time with you guys.
I'm pretty sure Lathander's the god of holidays. Am I wrong?
He's the god of everything beautiful and wonderful.
You all hear down under the hatch in the floor, the children start screaming.
Ah, heck.
That's probably
Elon runs
fine.
down there.
And Tulip turns to you, Narai, and says, they're coming up from below.
They
How
can-
many?
Oh.
How many do you know?
All of them.
Elon is on her way down there.
Geez. Okay.
Do you have your armor on underneath the witch
No.
outfit?
No, definitely not. So what
That's
she
why I
does
gave her
though
holster tips.
is remember she got that shield as a gift and she like
Right.
barely paid attention
Uh-huh.
to it because other things were going on. It's
Yeah.
still sitting at the bar, so she like snags that on her way down.
It's in the box, so you have to kind of get it out of its
She
crate.
just shakes it out real quick. Packing peanuts go everywhere.
Okay, so yes, you get your shield out.
And she still doesn't really know what it does, but
Okay.
she's gonna use it.
Great. So you whip open, even before you can reach for the hatch, it flies open. And the kids come barreling out, all screaming, with Simon behind them.
Do you think I had my weapons on me?
Probably not.
I'm gonna roll for.
I don't suspect you were going to go to the door to greet a bunch of children with weapons.
Is there a weapon around?
That's a good
Did
question.
anyone?
There's
is
an empty bottle.
Oh, dang, that's badass. So Evelyn grabs the shield and then she's looking around for a weapon and she sees a bottle and she's like, all right. And she grabs it and smashes it on the thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So she's ready.
Naraya's going to mutter, "Who thought Xanathar was going to send assassins in through the front door?" And said, "How secure is this basement? Where are they coming in from?"
That's a good question
Well,
because
we
there are
don't
no.
need your
there's
secure.
It's like assassins. Excuse me.
Everybody roll initiative.
Like, I thought I put some potions down there. I don't really know.
Ah, jeez.
All right, and so
We're all too busy arguing and making each other feel
I rolled the thing and
shame.
it does this.
Dia.
Isn't that 20? So 26.
Oh, 26 for Paulton.
Nice.
Dia.
10?
Evelyn.
15.
Strix.
14.
Narai.
23.
And happy fun, bad guys.
I really hate being the new guy and like rolling it all well. Like, I run it.
Yeah. Paulton,
Look, we can
This guy.
use it.
as the kids
Yes.
come pouring up, Simon, who's the last one up, kicks the hatch shut behind him.
Oh, smart.
Nice.
Good
and
boy.
then the hatch disintegrates.
Okay.
Is Paulton treasure?
And you see a flash of green light engulf it, and then it just sort of turns to dust and falls away. And you immediately recognize that as a disintegration ray.
Nope.
This mansion is not going to last a month.
Paulton like sees that and is just like Perkins. We're past this. You don't have to do that. The door just opens.
Evelyn puts the kids behind her and tries to take like point against the door.
Okay.
It's not my turn,
Paulton?
but that's the flavor.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The kids
I'm
are
gonna-
helping you, Evelyn, by actually sort of running behind you. You got a big shield, so that helps.
I want to turn to the kids and be like, how many are there?
So Squidly will give you some bogus number. Jenks will give you some other number. Nat will sign you a number, and probably, if she even notices that you're talking. And then between those numbers, you can probably conclude that they saw maybe 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jenks is just like, there were 300 of them, and we had to fight 297 of them off.
Are we talking about 3 beholders?
Squidly's just
they
like,
don't know
there
what-
was
they don't know what that
30,
is.
10.
They don't know what real there is.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and can I walk up and like peek in to see what I see?
Yeah, you can. It's dark down there. There were some lights that some candles that the kids had, and those candles are sort of sputtered out at this point. But as you gaze down in the darkness, you can see the lumbering, floating shapes of at least 2 beholders.
Why?
There's also
Not the chickens.
a very foul stench that wasn't present before to suggest that these are probably animated zombie beholders like the ones you fought down in the sewers.
God.
Zombie holders.
Zombie holders.
We had Magnus then. We don't have Magnus now.
That's true.
Excuse you. I will. We will get there. I will try and be competent.
Paulton,
But
do you
he
have any
had
other
like
action?
6 attacks.
He has a sword designed by a 5-year-old.
Okay, so I'm going
You can also,
to.
oh, by the way, you also can hear what sounds like gruff humanoid voices down there, but you can't see from your angle where they are, where they're coming from. So the beholders are not alone.
Okay, so I'm going to. I would like to cast Mislead,
Okay.
and I'm going to have. Illusion me, like just like dead sprint down there to like
Okay.
try and A, distract them, and B, I want to use their eyes and ears to like get a better feel of everything that's going on.
Yeah, so the rest of you see, from your point of view, Paulton runs down the stairs. The rest of you see him just
We
go
don't
dart down the
recognize this
stairs.
as a spell.
Oh right, I should have conveyed that.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Literally before he goes down, it's like it's fine.
All right. Then in that case, he makes a little somatic component, a little gesture, and then he runs down the stairs. The rest of you take that to mean he's cast the Mislead spell, which means he turned himself invisible, created an illusion of himself in the exact same spot he was standing in, and that illusion is what's run downstairs.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeet.
All right. And so down it
Fancy.
goes. And you can see through its eyes and ears, Paulton, but again, you're a human and it's dark down there, so you don't see much.
Ah, crap. Well, then he's just like down there, like just trying to like run circles and just be really like distracting. And
Okay.
it's like, oh no, don't kill me.
All right, so Paulton has run downstairs in a fashion. Narai.
Narai is going to also cast a spell.
Okay.
Narai is going to make use of the spell Darkness, which she will cast upon the hatch, or the space where the hatch once was.
Okay. And do you want the darkness mostly to fall down below, or do you want it to engulf where
I
you
want
are?
it to mostly fall down below, so as soon as they
Okay.
breach that level of the hatch, they won't have any idea what's going on. And
Got it.
yeah.
Okay. So suddenly it becomes utterly dark down in the basement, and Paulton, or illusory Paulton, can't see fuck all.
Cool.
Oh, it's not a big basement. Oh,
It's not very big, but you wouldn't know
Okay,
that.
my bad.
So
Okay,
you would not have any insight into that.
Right.
So it becomes very, very dark down there. Illusory Paulton starts running into walls and things, and so do some of the bad guys, because even dark vision does not pierce Narai's spell. So you guys can hear confusion through the inky blackness that now is just under the level of the hatch. Would you like to do anything else, Narai? You have movement.
I do. So I am going to. I don't have much that I can do. I don't.
Okay.
You know. I'll take to a wall. I'll make sure the Tulip is guarded, and try and move her along with the other kids, and then I'm going to take a. If I can, I'm going to just basically stick to a wall and keep the hatch in view.
Okay. In that case, Evelyn.
With the kids behind me and the shield held up in front of me,
Yep.
I want to cast Moonbeam into the hole.
Okay. Now, if you do that, it's probably going to hit the stairs.
The stairs into the basement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I just finished the spiral staircase. I care about this one. This one I was going to reno anyway. So
Okay. So this moonbeam shines down upon, basically comes down from the ceiling and shines down upon the hatch and falling into the inky darkness below. So basically any creature that comes up out of the hatch is going to emerge in the moonbeam.
I'm just filling the opening with damage.
Right. And so you
Did
start
I get
concentrating on-
anybody?
Not yet.
Okay.
Now the moonbeam, they take damage when they start their turn in there. Is that correct?
No,
when they enter.
Enter
when
for the
or
first
start
time.
their turn. Got it. Okay.
And I think I cast that at 3rd level
Okay.
also.
Great. So you increase the damage by a D10.
Yeah.
Groovy. Okay. Strix, there is now a moonbeam on top of the darkness on the hatch.
All right.
And your spectral chickens are still parading around in circles.
Okay. First,
least.
I'm going to cast. Is that spectral chicken one concentration?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So So those are my current concentration. If I cast another spell, does that break the concentration?
So
So I was just gonna do mage armor on myself.
okay, so
I think I can cast other spells. I'm pretty sure.
I don't
So-
think you can have 2 concentration spells.
No, not
going
two.
at
Yeah,
once.
yeah. But you can cast other spells.
you lose concentration on a spell if you cast another spell that requires concentration.
Okay, cool.
Because
And
you
these
can't
ones don't.
concentrate on 2 spells at the same time.
Okay, got it. Okay, so
Okay.
I will do mage armor on myself,
Okay.
and then who is closest to me?
Probably Diath.
Okay, and then I will quicken spell Death Ward on Diath.
Okay, Diath, you've got a death ward.
Yay.
And if I can, I don't know if I can, but like the chickens are in a certain area, so that if anything enters this area, that this 15-foot radius around Strix and the party, then the chickens will attack them.
Right. Yes.
So they might actually be within 15 feet if we're in front of the
No,
hatch.
they're not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. So that's chickens are ready to attack.
Yes, they are. So we've got chickens and we've got moonbeams, and chickens and moonbeams. That's the other name for this episode. And then we come to Diath. There's chaos downstairs in the darkened basement as your enemies come to grips with the fact that their dark vision has been blotted out.
But all the children are here and accounted for?
Correct. As soon as the beholders started to disintegrate their way into the basement, they ran.
Okay, good. I can see that Evelyn is currently bravely wielding a broken bottle. But I would know where she keeps her weapons, right?
Probably in her room.
Yeah.
They're just like messily strewn on the floor because she was so excited to dress up as Strix. She was just like,
Yeah, so they'd be up on
Yeah.
they'd be up on the 3rd floor.
I could probably get up to that room, right?
Sounds.
Even if I cunning action dash?
Well, you would be stopped by doors.
Eh. Still okay. Dieth will turn to the children and will say, quickly now, up this way for safety. And even kind of signals and gestures to Nat to say, like, they need you to lead them. Come on.
All right, do the kids follow Diath?
Squidly's like, I don't know you.
Well, you've been hanging around with them for a few days now.
I don't know you well enough,
You just almost got hit by a disintegration beam. Come on.
Nat
but
is
I
like,
did it.
you come now.
Jinx is just like, okay, mom.
Meh. Like
Uh,
Squidly just kind of, and then just like
Shuffles
rattly
back. Yeah.
marches along.
Okay.
Dieth
Wait, why did
even-
we tell them to go get Evelyn's armor?
Dieth even says, Simon, you too, come on. And then he'll basically lead them upstairs as far away
Okay.
as possible, I guess to Evelyn's room,
Yeah.
and just puts them in there. It's like, you'll be safe in here.
Okay. Well, you won't get that far, but
Do you want Tulip up there too?
I don't give a shit about Tulip.
All right, word. Cool. I will use it.
yeah. And Tulip, for her, while she's charmed by you, Narai, that doesn't mean she has any love for any of them.
Great. No, that's fine because
Yeah.
she will come of use.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm using cunning action to dash up there as quickly as possible while the children follow. And basically, my
Okay.
goal is to get there as quickly as possible to find one of Evelyn's weapons, retrieve it, and bring it back down to her.
You get to the common room at the top of the spiral staircase, and you realize you're one short, and that's because Squidly is dragging his heels up the staircase.
Oh my God,
Squidly!
Squidly, come on!
I'll go when I go. God. Hokage,
Okay.
whatever that is.
So
I think Squidly's name sign is S with like squid legs, so he's Squidly.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
And so Nat is yelling, Squidly,
Nice.
come!
That never works. He just moves a little slower. A rotting beholder lumbers up through the hole that had vaporized in the floor and finds itself burning in the moonbeam. So roll your damage for that.
Damage!
Yes.
Gladly.
And it gets a saving throw, which it fails. So you'll do full damage
Chickens.
to it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. 21.
21 points. So it gets radiant damaged by that. Oh, and I need to just check something.
That was on a D10. It was a 10, a 10, and a 1.
Nice. And
I don't do
then a
things either.
spectral chicken pecks at
Yes.
it. So roll your damage for your spectral guardians.
Okay.
It failed
that-
its save, so it takes full damage.
Okay, that is 3d8. That's 18.
Ow. Okay. So it
18
just took
and
30
that's radiant too.
It took 39 points of damage, and is still there, badly burned and badly pecked. And then it's going to fire an eye ray at. Oh, let's just determine this randomly, shall we? Let's see. The kids are gone, which is good.
Oh God.
Diath's gone. Tulip is not a target, and
Alton's
so
invisible.
Paulton up here is invisible. So their number of targets is now 3. Evelyn,
Bring
you
it
are
on.
targeted by a ray, and let's see which one. A black crackling ray requires you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You have a lot of that.
I do, luckily.
Did your aura work on yourself? I don't remember.
Yeah, versus this is a magical attack.
Yes.
It does. So, actually, yeah, that's going to be +6, +6, 26.
Okay, well, you will definitely save, and you take half damage as the ray washes over you and your shield. Oh my god.
This is actually, with my protection, actually, when a creature you can see... Oh, never mind, just kidding.
Okay.
Never mind. So I take, well, how much?
You will end up taking 22 points of necrotic damage.
That's
Ew, I don't like it.
Okay. And it's the only creature that emerges this round. So you've got this undead beholder in your tap room. And then, Paulton, you've got your illusory image down below, running around blindly in the dark.
Does it seem like something tried to hurt me, or
No, because you think all the creatures down there are blinded as well. You may have run into them accidentally, or they may have run into you, but no attacks. Because they don't really know you're there.
Well, that was a good use. Okay. I'm going to...
Now you know the bedroom well enough that you could get your illusion out, or the basement well enough you could get your illusion out of there if you wanted to.
I mean...
Or you can just sort of have your illusion kind of flail around blindly and get a sense for how many antagonists are down here.
They said 3, and he doesn't seem to be doing much down there, so I kind of want to
Okay.
ditch him.
All right. What do you want to do?
So now this beholder is just like kind of chilling,
This
right?
this stanky, dead beholder, most of its eye stalks rotted away, staring at you with a cataract-infested eye.
So when after I got hit by the moonbeam and the chicken,
It's just
did
kind of, I guess it could have continued its movement out of the moonbeam, and that would have been the smart thing to do, but it's a zombie, so it doesn't. It just stays there and growls.
does it look kind of messed up from the damage, or is it like,
Yeah, but it's not, it's got more than half its hit points, you would suspect.
okay. I'm going to thunderwave this thing in its whole face
Okay.
at 5th level.
Okay.
Ooh.
I see this thing and I'm triggered. I'm like, nope.
All right.
I mean, it is all phase, so.
You become visible. It fails its saving throw, so it takes all the
Sweet.
damages.
So 2, so that is, what did I say? 5th level?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. So 6d8.
There we go.
Chris, are these rays spells or are they just magical?
They're magical. They're not spells.
Okay, so 8. And 24.
Oh. Okay, that has quote unquote bloodied it. It's lost more than half its hit points at this point. And you send its blubbering mass back and smash it up against the wall of the tap room with a sort of splat sound.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, bye.
Yes. And it sort of careens around and smacks into the wall face first.
Cool.
And then it is back to Narai.
Okay, so Narai, seeing this thing being sent reeling, is going to leap into action while
Okay.
this thing is kind of off
Yes.
whatever balance a levitating creature could have.
Yeah, it's also out of the it's also out of the moonbeam, so you can get to it pretty easily.
Bad. Then I will do that there. Then she will do that thing.
Okay.
Go and make a series of armed strikes against this individual.
All right.
So, first two.
Cracks her knuckles, goes up and punches this rotting beholder.
15 to 16. Okay, so that's going to be a 24
Hit.
and a 23 to hit.
2 hits.
Okay, and then I will also do my flurry, so I will get 2 more hits.
So,
See how I'll
yeah.
do.
So Narai just starts punching and kicking the crap out of this thing.
Shit. Oh man, I'm nervous because I'm getting all my good rolls out of the way now. All right, so that's gonna it's gonna be another 16 plus 8 and 19 plus 8, so 20. It's gonna be 2
Yep.
more hits.
Okay, all hits.
Okay, here we
Bring
go.
on the damages.
All right, so. Okay, so 2, 3, 2, 5. That's 12 plus 16 is 28 damage
Okay.
as I buffet this thing. Yes, and is that thing?
Is that total? Total of 28?
A total of yeah, because it's 1d6 plus 4. So yes, I rolled a 2, a 3, a 2, and a 5.
Got it. Okay.
So, and then I will.
It looks extremely hurt. As you start punching it, it's just getting bounced around, and large chunks of flesh go flying off, and you probably rip off one of its eye stalks and throw it down on the
Yikes.
ground.
If there's still time and still movements left.
Yep, you got lots of that.
I would like to. Oh, I can't actually. Never mind. Okay, so I'm right there. That's all. That is what
Okay.
it is.
Very good. And so then it is Evelyn's turn. This thing looks very, very hurt. You're concentrating on the moonbeam.
Yeah, and I can make melee attacks, but not another spell and maintain my concentration.
You can maintain your concentration. You can attack and maintain your concentration on the spell. You can also you can also use your turn to move the moonbeam.
We think there's still some down there, though, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
Do I have no further insight as to what this shield is other than just a piece of metal that protects me, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to stab the beholder with a broken bottle.
Okay. You leap up and stick it.
Famous last words.
This is an improvised
She did say
weapon.
try.
And so the modifier would be
So it's made at disadvantage.
but is there any modifier to it or is it
No.
a flat D20?
It's you add your strength because it's a melee attack
Strength.
roll.
That's right. Okay. So it's either, okay. It's a 13.
You try to cut it and you're not able to get through its thick hide.
I try again
Okay.
with my second attack.
Very good.
Still at disadvantage, I assume.
Yeah.
That's not going to hit.
Okay. You start waving this broken bottle in front of its face. It stares at it in horror with its remaining eyes.
Evelyn is very disappointed. She does not like being caught without her gear.
Yeah. Strix.
You're ruining Trolltide!
The holiday. And you, okay, God, I hate this. I still have concentration on my chickens. Question, Death Ward, does it work against disintegration?
Yeah,
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, so it keeps you from getting disintegrated.
that's correct.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to twin spell Death Ward on myself and Evelyn.
All right, all three of you have death wards. Paulton is the only one lacking at the moment.
Cool.
Well, you're invisible.
No, he's not.
No, I'm
No,
not.
he's not.
He casts
Whoops.
Thunderwave.
Also, I'm also dressed. I'm also dressed like Strix, so when she twin spells on us, Evelyn's like, "Oh, twins!"
Yeah.
It's just like-
Okay.
And she just yells at Paul too and say, I can only do 2 at a time. Just get on the ground or something.
No, that's fine. Last time I got disintegrated, it went really well. It was really funny, so it was cool.
Diath, you were able to get up to Evelyn's room and see her weapons and armor scattered about the floor.
Good. I take her favorite one.
Okay.
Heart Spinelli.
You can see that the kids have sort of knowingly formed a chain kind of out the hall downstairs.
Okay. Are they all coming into the room or?
No, they were assuming that you were going to like pass stuff to one and they would toss it to the next and they just sort of toss it all down to Evelyn.
Can we do that from like down the stairs? The reach?
Squidly has no trouble throwing shit downstairs.
Well, this is also two-handed great. This is like a big great sword,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm not gonna give this to
No,
children.
yeah, you probably wouldn't.
They can handle it.
Yeah, Dieth is just gonna like hold the door open, like kind of signal for them to all like quickly get in,
Okay, they'll pour into Evelyn's room.
and just be like, he'll as he closes the door, he's like, "Stay safe. Listen for this knock, and don't break Evelyn's stuff." Slams the door,
Okay.
and then Dieth holding on to the heart of Spinelli, which is
Yeah.
actually even difficult for him to like hold. Cunning action dash, and we'll start making my way back towards Evelyn so I can toss it to her.
Yeah. First time you've probably ever picked up this weapon. It's like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
And he's just like, I don't understand.
Guess physics doesn't work for paladins.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
so
really strong. Okay.
you make your way back. And then it is another beholder comes up out of the hole. Evelyn, you burn it with your moonbeam. Strix, you peck at it with your
Chickens!
spectral chickens.
I lost my D10. Where'd it go?
That's a 13 this time for radiant damage from spectral chickens. Spectral chickens.
I was about to say that's just
13 from me.
Okay. And how did you do?
Please draw spectral chickens.
How'd you do,
I need to
Strix?
13.
13? Thank you. All right, so it takes damage from both of those effects. And then, let's see, random target. Oh, Paulton, guess what?
Oh, what?
No, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
Okay. Question.
Question.
I thought he was invisible.
What's going for me?
The second beholder that's just come up through the hole in the floor turns a eye stalk to you and a ray fires out of it.
Would you say that said beholder could be charmed?
You're not sure. You think it's undead.
Undead cannot be charmed, can they? Okay, go for it.
All right. Actually, you're the one who has to go for it. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
This is very
Chris.
PTSD inducing for Evelyn.
I thought he was invisible. It was a mistake.
That is an 8.
What
Okay.
color was the ray? Maybe it was a happiness
Don't
ray.
forget about the aura.
Aura, Evelyn's aura.
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do I add?
+5.
No, +6.
So 8 plus 6.
Wait, I lied.
14.
It was 5. I lied. I just got
It is 5.
excited.
Okay.
13.
You need a 14. So,
Cool.
yeah. So let me just roll some
Wait,
damages
but
here.
maybe there's something else. Oh, when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the
Paulton's not
attack
within
roll.
5 feet.
Mom arm for the disadvantage.
Paulton's not within 5 feet.
Oh,
It's not an attack roll. It's just a spell. So saving
it's an
throw.
attack.
It
Is
is
it a
not an
spell?
attack, actually. It is not a spell either.
Cool. So it's just a fuck you then.
Yes, rather.
It's a printer setting.
Yeah. All right, Paulton, you take 42 points of force damage.
Of what?
Force
Okay.
damage.
Paulton takes this, and he's just like, fucking stop!
Do you have any hit points left?
Yes.
That's
God.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right. Some of your clothes just sort of vanish off your body
Cool.
as your molecules are disrupted.
Not so
Okay.
nice.
Oh, fun.
The second beholder, which is miraculously still alive and pushed up against the wall fighting Narai and Evelyn, will turn its eye ray on Evelyn. All right, Evelyn, I need you. Oh, I have to figure out which eye ray this is.
Wait,
Evil-
did he just disintegrate some of my clothes?
Probably. Evelyn,
Damn it.
make a Constitution saving throw, Evelyn.
Ruining Troll Tide, taking everyone's clothes off. 8.
Okay. Okay.
But this is a saving throw, so actually I get to 5. So
13.
13.
Magic number is 14. So, Evelyn, you find yourself suddenly paralyzed and unable to move at all. Not an eyelid, not a lip, not a finger, nothing. You go completely rigid.
And I couldn't have. No, it's not a spell. God
Nope.
damn it.
It's not.
I hate these stupid things.
Okay, and then it is Paulton's turn. You recollect your molecules, what's left of them. There's one very badly hurt beholder that just paralyzed Evelyn, and another not so hurt beholder that just tried to vaporize you.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and on this turn, you hear below you that the basement is swarming with what you assume to be goblinoids of some kind. Bugbears, it sounds like.
Oh, jeez.
Could be over a dozen of them.
Cool. This is really cool. Good features.
Yep.
Shit. Okay. All right. I'm not like engaged with this beholder, am I? I'm not like right next to it.
No. You're about 10 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. Oh no, it's dark down there. Shit. All right, cool. Well, heck it. I'm just gonna blast this thing in its face.
Okay. Is this another thunder wave?
That would be correct.
Okay, so you have to kind of direct it away from your friends, and it sort of blasts over it and also sort of annihilates a section of the bar and the glass behind the bar.
That's fine. We were renovating.
Strix watches that happen. She's like, all right, guess we're going for it.
We were renovating. It's okay.
But
He just hears this like chaos
it's
downstairs.
absolutely devastating sound. And it fails its saving throw, so it's going to take all of it.
Okay. I was gonna say that I'm casting at 5th level, but
Cool.
I'm out of 5th level, so it looks
4th.
like I'm gonna cast at 6th level.
Oh, geez. Okay, great.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm tired of these things. God damn it! So, 2, 3. So, okay, cool. Where's my thing? Okay, so,
Oh, that's a lot of dice. Oh, that's a lot of dice.
They're not good rolls. Oh wait, I have one more. Yeah. I lost count. Okay, no, I got it. Oh, there we go. 25.
Holy smokes. Okay, that bloodies this one as the energy ripples over its rotting body, blowing pieces away and sending it tumbling back forth over the bar, past the wreckage, and kind of into the kitchen doorway.
And as my bonus action, which thanks to D&D Beyond, I know this is a bonus action. Did I see Evelyn get frozen?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to cast Bardic Inspiration on her.
Okay.
Play a little song and add a sweet D10 or whatever it is
Yes.
she needs to do.
On our saving throw.
She may be paralyzed, but a little tear wells up of happiness.
Paulton just gives a little gleam wink. Just
Ting.
All right. Next up is Narai.
Okay.
There are two beholders very close to you now. One extremely bad off. The other one about 5 feet away, not so bad off.
Okay. So okay. So they're like both adjacent to me, kind of.
You could easily move from one to the other.
Okay. So in that case, this is actually something I don't know about monks. Can I split flurry of blows?
You
and,
sure can.
move between them. Great.
Yep.
Super. Then we'll do that. So I will do two. Two strikes on the real bad one,
Okay.
and then scoot over.
Yeah. You don't have to decide two right away. You
Yeah,
can make one
whatever.
attack
I'll
and then
just-
see what
yeah,
happens
whatever.
and then
We'll
go.
just-
So make your first attack.
All right. So first attack. First attack. I rolled an 18. I hate this.
That's
'cause
fine.
the
Good.
internet's
This
gonna
is all
think I'm
good.
lying. All right, and an 11. Good. Cool. So that's going to be a 26 and a
All right.
19 hit.
Okay, those are both hits.
Okay. Cool. Now that we got this. So that's a 2 and a 4 plus my 1 plus 4. 6 and 8, 14 damage
Your
on that.
fist
on
goes
that one.
right into its blind central eye, and you sort of fish
Gross.
around in there, and you rip the eye right out of its socket.
My
and
God.
flick it down on the floor, and the creature's
Is this
falls
Evil
over
Dead. Or
dead.
something, or-
It falls over dead. You leap over its carcass to the other one.
Great. 2 more. Let's do it. The Terry Tate pain train is coming.
Yep. This
And
one's
I
kind of
just
been blown upside down, so it's kind of hanging with its eye stalks down toward the floor after being blasted backward by the thunder wave.
I'm going to do two more unarmed strikes for
Okay.
another flurry of blows, and I rolled my die off the table. So one of them is going to hit. One of them
Okay.
is going to be a 24, and the other one is
Easily
going to
hits.
be a 13.
That bounces off
Cool.
his
So
blubbery body.
I will do 5 damage.
All right, so you drop kick
One
this
other
one and do some light damage to it, but it's still alive.
Okay.
And the rest of you see Narai just punching the crap out of these things. And then
holy shit.
it is Evelyn's turn. Evelyn, you get a saving throw at the end of your turn, and you can add the bonus from Paulton to it if you wish. You don't have to decide to add Bardic Inspiration until you've rolled.
And this is plus con.
Correct.
Right. I get 20.
You break the hold of the spell at the end of your turn. And then Strix, what do you do?
I really don't want to cause any more damage to our home.
More?
You got a demo in order to reno.
No, stop! We're not flipping this
Thing?
place.
Is that a phrase?
And the 2 beholders are up here, but I still hear
One
more
beholder
goblins.
up here. The other one's been killed.
Okay. Oh, there's only one. Well, that's good.
And you hear what sounds like dozens of bugbears.
Okay, well, all right. Okay, sorry. I'll just fireball into the hole. And you
All right.
you actually hear the sorry.
Yeah, there's this big whoosh sound below.
And it's gonna be at a 6th level.
Okay,
Ooh.
roll your damage.
Okay, give me a second.
While I'm pummeling and witnessing while Naray's pummeling and witnessing all these fireballs and moonbeams going down into the basement, Narai is going to ask, "Are there any load-bearing pillars down there?"
Yeah, I was also concerned about structural integrity. Yeah.
Any what?
42, and I'm going to try and avoid any load-bearing pillars with your spell.
Well, you can't because you can't see them.
Oh, right.
This is an old house.
So you cast it down into the darkness. There's this woof sound. and then a massive explosion as fire sort of comes up through the floorboards around you, and there's this big orange glow underneath. Green glow underneath you. So everything in the tap room suddenly turns this weird, eerie cast of green as the explosion goes off, and you can hear flesh being torn asunder and burnt to a crisp, and you smell fur, charred fur, just billowing out of this hole. And you hear the death screams of you don't know how many bugbears, but a shit ton. And then
starts just making his face like.
Diath, you come running down the stairs with climb,
As he's like carrying that great sword,
with your great
the fireball
sword.
went off and like
Yes.
shook the whole house. So he's like going down the stairs, just like a little bit of like, whoop.
Yeah.
All right.
You hop down and you can see Evelyn there. What do you do?
Yeah, so as he's coming down, he'll just shout, Evelyn! And like toss the hardest finale towards her. And I'm glad she's not paralyzed, otherwise that would have been really funny.
Okay, so this big ass greatsword comes spinning at you, Evelyn. I'd just like you to make
Man.
a athletics check to catch it.
Strength athletics.
Yep, that's
It
the one.
still doesn't matter.
You have
I
bardic
rolled-
inspiration.
Oh yeah,
Yes, you do.
because I rolled a 7, so
Okay,
we're gonna roll the bardic inspiration.
go ahead.
Okay, 15.
You catch it,
Yeah.
and it lights.
Like
yeah.
I imagine she catches it and it's like across her face and just fire.
Yes.
Rad. Do I still have an action after that, or is that my turn?
You can basically, I'll let you unload that for free.
All right. Great. So what is there in front of us?
You're
at the
a
moment?
little. So there's one beholder up in the tap room with you. It's sort of upside down, and Narai is punching the crap out of it.
All right. Yeah. So for Diaz, then it'll be like, because it's like a big greatsword. So him is kind of like a hawk of that, and in the same motion of a spin, he comes back around with Moon Splinter and throws it at the beholder.
Okay.
It's got 17. Let me double check. No, 20.
20 is
20.
a hit.
Yeah, dirty 20. Where's my D4? Achoo. 1. No,
One.
wait. Plus my dexterity 6.
Okay, now it is within range of an ally.
Oh, would you allow a sneak attack on that? Because that's
Yes.
a lot of dice.
Yes, I would.
All
One.
right. So altogether total 33.
Okay, Moon Splinter goes magically through its body and comes back through its body and into your hand.
Yeah, it's a recall it back. Yeah.
Damn, son.
It's
Is
just
it
like this
sticky
trail
now?
of just this trail of mist as it's teleported back to your hand, and then the beholder's eyes all close, and it just sort of flops down onto the floor. And then
Good.
Tulip looks at you on the stairwell and says, "So you don't want me to call him off then?" And that's where we'll stop.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
All right.
Is the house on fire?
No, but anything that you had down in the basement probably is on fire.
Oh, we had potions down there.
Oh, well.
Food collection.
Wasn't all the wine down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wine was down there too, so Paulton's like, oh no. All right. In order to give your character some closure, Brooks, would you be available perchance to come back next week?
I already asked for the day off, so yes.
Groovy. All right. So we will resume Wild Antics next week with the end of Trolltide and the return of the Waffle Crew. Does anybody have any announcements they'd want to share before we part company for this week? No.
Check out the Dice Game Action subreddit.
Always good advice.
Jared, what do we do?
Spam that link.
That's right.
Oh, and thanks, Jordan, for letting me use your space. It's all good.
Yeah.
continued announcement from before, D.F. Woodrow is still available in Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Play the current Midsummer event. You can do that until August 6th.
And then what
Just do
happens?
that, and then he goes away forever.
Yay!
Not forever. I mean, you can go back and get previous units by collecting pieces of the Time Gate. So that way, if you want to get Evil and Strix as well, you can do that. But otherwise, right now, just play the free Idle Champions available on PC and tablets. IdleChampions.com for more information. August 6th, get D.F. Woodrow. He's a sad boy, but he's got really good abilities.
Yeah,
They're
they'll
really
make you
good
sad,
together too.
Yeah.
So be sure to get all the
100%.
Waffle Crew if you can.
Yeah. And then it's the normal for me. Couple weeks going out on tour. Starting August 17th, we're hitting Nashville, Detroit, Chicago, Burnsville, Denver, Seattle, and Portland. So if you want tickets to come to a show with me and Zach Callison, go to NateWantsToBattle.com.
I'll be on Twitch Weekly on Friday at 1 p.m. on twitch.tv/Twitch if you like to hear about Twitch.
And Trapped in the Birdcage is still on Thursdays and whatever, and I stream. Hi, that's it.
Nice.
Also, I made this puppet today.
You guys are so good at this.
For some
Your
reason.
puppet is great, man. That's just beautiful.
I just was inspired.
Yeah. Okay, I have no announcements, so we'll call it a session. Until then, thank you, Brooks, for joining us, and we'll see you again next week, folks, as the Waffle Crew deals with the rest of whatever Trolltide shenanigans the DM has in store. All right. Until then, take care of each other.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.